and welcome to the Seated Podcast with Furniture Row. I'm Jessa, Creative Director and Design Extraordinaire.
And I'm Barb, Interior Designer and Buyer.
Welcome back to the Seated Podcast. We are talking today about the psychology behind style. And today's special guest is Samantha Dawn. Hi, Samantha.
Hi.
So glad you could join us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited too. Let's just talk about Samantha Dawn. She is a personal stylist and style coach who helps high-level female leaders and executives find their next level personal style so they can own who they are in their next era. She fuses style and psychology, a framework she developed after reestablishing herself post-motherhood. She's been featured in Harper's Bazaar and In Style, styled on sets for major brands, but her favorite thing is styling powerful women stepping into their next chapter. Wow. When do you sleep, Samantha?
Never.
Oh, goodness. We are just so happy to have you here, and you just style so well. I wish you could have styled me today because I could have used that.
Just like me.
So, we'd like to ask you about your own personal style of your home and just how you style yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you. Where would you like me to start?
Let's start with your own personal style. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into styling.
Okay, yeah.
And then we'll talk about your home as well.
Okay, so how I got started was actually a happy accident. Style was not the end goal for me. I actually was studying to be a therapist is what I was trying to be. And style was always just kind of a side hustle, if you will, to help me pay my bills. It was just something I was just naturally had an eye for, worked in a lot of fashion, retail, working for other companies. And it was COVID. I had my first baby 2 weeks before the whole world shut down.
Oh,
and that was the moment where I had to really decide, who am I and what do I want my style to actually be? And this is the reason why, because I had quit my job and my wardrobe was very...
Were you working as a therapist at that point?
No, so I never actually became a therapist.
Oh, okay.
I actually just stopped that road.
Okay.
Because I'm just such a big empath and I wanted to work with delinquents.
Okay.
And it's just, I feel like that's a whole another podcast in itself, but gears just kind of shifted and I was just kind of living life, trying to get the paycheck, pay my bills. And so I had quit my job and my wardrobe was very tied. My identity was tied to my job. Therefore, my wardrobe was based off of my work.
So when you would pick out an outfit to wear to work, it was to go with that.
The intention was to work with the brand image, what that looked like. Like I was part of that. And so that was the intention with my wardrobe. And once I quit that job, none of my clothes fit because I'd gained 4 pant sizes after my first child. And 2, it wasn't matching who I was. It just didn't, I've already evolved past it. And so I told myself, let's just focus on me. Postpartum, I just had a baby. It's COVID. I don't know what's happening. So I gave myself a style makeover. And at the same time, I was doing psychological practices onto myself for the first time simultaneously.
Oh, wow.
And that ended up being a happy accident where I could actually look in the mirror and say, there she is. There's the woman I know who I've been dreaming of, but just never really got there. And so not only did I feel like myself again, I looked like the version of myself where I felt so confident just being me. And as someone who grew up being a chameleon in her life, because I moved around a lot, I just had to adapt a lot. It was it just felt really good.
Yeah.
And that's where I said, I think I know what I want to do with my life. And so I started talking about it on social media, specifically TikTok, and that really resonated with a lot of women. And now it's 6 years later. It'll be 6 years this year since I've started that. And I've helped women all over the world do the same process that I did to myself when I was first discovering me. And so that's how it kind of came together.
That's so good. And I love that you invested in yourself.
Yeah.
And then that confidence just grew, and that now all of these ladies around the world. And how do you do that? Like if somebody's in another country, how are you styling them?
Virtual.
Virtual
power
style.
of the computer.
Do you just go through their closet, or do you show, they show you their home and you can see their style, or how do you do it?
So if we're talking specifically about the closet,
Mhm.
they'll take their laptop with them, and then we will just go
love
through
it.
every single piece. And when you work with me, you get your own app, so you get to digitize your whole wardrobe. So that's easy for me to go through your closet and then make outfits at the
wow.
same time. And then you have your lookbook in your app as well, so you can just pick outfits from there. So that's like the external physicality part of it.
Mhm.
But working on the psychology aspect with the personal style, I just need to have a conversation with you
Mhm.
because I just talked about this with a client this week. It's not really about what you say for me to understand who you are and what your style is. It's how you're saying it, your body language of how you're talking about it and yourself, and translating that into a personal style that actually feels like you.
Yeah. So when you were saying you go through the closet and you have this app that shows all of their clothes and you can put things together, I could see, in your own home, if you're wanting to edit a room or maybe even your whole house, sometimes it's nice just to pull things out and then reorganize them or put them in different rooms.
Yeah.
Like an accent chair. An accent chair that was in your living room may end up in a bedroom now, so that you can, use some of the same things you've had just in a different way.
Yeah.
Do you ever tell people you need to maybe just lose that? Whoops.
Oh, 100%.
And yeah, we're not going to work with that.
I think letting go is part of the process for sure, because you can't. I always tell my clients, we need to get rid of the things that do not serve you so we can make room for the things that do.
Okay.
And that's for your closet, because it's just taking up space, taking up a lot of energy. That's just making it feel cluttered. And you can't really pick an outfit when you're super overwhelmed. I think the same thing goes with your home. Like, there might be some memories tied to it, but she's taking up space. It's like my couch that I got yesterday. And when we took out our old couch, she's so ratty. She's so old.
Did you even know that though before you brought a new one in?
I knew about it, but I was just, it's fine. It's okay.
Because we walk past it every day.
Yeah.
So it just becomes part of the rest of the, environment. And you don't really notice it until you do take it out, right?
Yeah. Oh, so my home was really the intention behind it was convenience, to be totally honest with you, because 3 days before we signed for our house is when I found out I was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh,
you went through some major life changes all of a sudden.
At the same time. And so I didn't really have time to just build a home that was intentional and curated, that felt like me. It was really just built out of convenience. I needed a couch. I don't have time to paint because I'm working all the time. I am still a workaholic. Like, it was just mainly convenience. And so after refurnishing our home or our living room, I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to have a style in your own home, and it feels like you, and it just felt natural, felt good. It felt happy to be in. And the same thing goes with your closet too, right? A lot of women have their wardrobe just based out of convenience. What's fast? What's easy? I just need a t-shirt and a jean. Call it the sneakers, call it good. But then you kind of just settle with it. And after time, you notice something just doesn't feel right.
Something is a little off.
Something feels off. But because the intention was never about you, it was about what was convenient. And that's the biggest thing that I see with style, is putting yourself back first and making your personal style actually personal. And feeling like you.
Yeah, I think, it is the year of investing in our homes, investing in ourselves with our wardrobes, with how our homes look. It's just, your home is the place where you should feel most comfortable and most like yourself, right?
Yeah.
So definitely, if there is a place to start, it's with your home and it's with your own personal style. I think we have some pictures of your transformation at your home.
Oh, yeah.
If we could look at those. So this was your before and this is after. And this was just yesterday, right?
That we yesterday. Also, my dog Kai knew he was had to be in both if you could see him.
I love the dog. I mean, the dog is definitely comfortable on the sofa there.
I knew. But see, my home was built out of convenience, like toys everywhere for the children, a full-length mirror for myself, or not just myself, but for people. The couch was just mainly convenience. And then it didn't have personality. It just felt like, okay, I have the pieces.
Yeah, you have the pieces
That was good
function.
Yeah, that was good enough for the time being. But then there was moments where I would go, oh, I mean, I just know my home is more capable. Like, my style did not match my home. And I was like, there's something missing. But I really needed I needed to be realistic with myself. So this is kind of like finding your personal style. Having a style that aligns with you, but also works with your lifestyle and complements that, right? Because if I had the full freedom to be my true personal style, it would be like fashion week every single day. But functionality wise, that doesn't work for me with my 2 small children. I can't be running around in like stilettos all day. And
It'd be very difficult.
Yeah, when I first had my children, I was breastfeeding. So like I couldn't wear what I wanted to wear because they would just have spit up all over it, you know? So it was just convenience. And redesigning the layout of my living room, it was designing it with the intention of me, of how I want it to be, which was more chic, more playful. But I also wanted it to be more functional. Like
for the family.
For the family, right.
Is that why you ended up with the lounges on each side?
Correct. So I chose the Roxy on purpose because once she pulls out, right, into that bigger bed situation.
The bed in the middle.
Yeah.
The armless pieces in the middle.
Yes.
Make a bed.
Yes. And my kids, jump on couches all the time. So that's great. It also has pockets in the couches where I can lift it up and has so much storage. My original couch didn't have that. And so is she look-wise 110% of what I wanted?
And more.
And more.
You have storage now within the sofa.
Yes. And I think that's where like the functionality piece came in. And then the look-wise of it, she was more clean. She was more sleek. If I could have it my way, it probably would look more like my lounge chair over here. Is that what we call it? A lounge chair?
Yeah, it's just an
accent chair.
Yeah.
There was like a bigger version of that I loved.
I know that sofa. It's quite stunning, but it does not hold
functionality.
Exactly. It doesn't have toys in it or blankets.
Exactly. It doesn't work with my lifestyle. So I had to really decide, okay, how am I going to switch this up to make it feel like me, but also work with the home and the lifestyle that I have with my children? And so it's like I ended up with the Roxy because I actually loved her out of all of them in terms of functionality and look-wise. But then it's also just adding and styling it to make it feel more like me, right? So right now, that picture was taken right after we got everything, but I added a zebra pillow because I love the zebra print. I added more gold accents and decor. There's like fashion books now, but that just felt more like me. And that's kind of like style too, where you have your basics and you can see a piece for what it is. But if you don't think about the styling aspects of it and making it feel more like you, people don't click with that, right? Like the home decor and the pieces, that's like your accessory. The rug, the coffee table, like those are your basics in your closet, right?
Yeah, it's like the rug, that's your shoes.
Exactly.
The sofa is your blazer. Yes. The accessories are your pillows and your throws.
Right, exactly, exactly. And so I think that's just so wild with the parallel of the worlds. They're just so different, but they're actually so very similar.
Yes, exactly.
So you can have a base like your couch and a t-shirt, but then there's a huge difference when you have a t-shirt with a brooch on it to make it a little bit more sleek.
Yes.
A couch with a zebra pillow because it feels more sleek, right?
And it's more elevated.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because I'm not going to lie, when this process first happened, I was super overwhelmed. I was
with redoing your room?
Yes. Because people don't think that. People are like, Sam, you're a stylist. That should be easy. It actually wasn't because I wasn't thinking about the parallels. I just thought about kind of like when my clients look at their closets and they're like, I'm just overwhelmed. What do I do? The same thing happened to me with this whole design process at first because I didn't know what to do. And it went back to the basics of building the foundation, which is what is your personal style? What feels like you? What is your lifestyle, right? And then taking those style types and aligning with that, right? There's a difference between alignment and appreciation. So really finding the pieces that I align with. And then the fit, understanding what works for your body shape, cuts, fits. Same thing with this, the space. What is the space? What is the square footage of this? What pieces can actually work and what doesn't? Because I actually love the bigger version of the Roxy.
But that's, and it comes in a million configurations.
It wouldn't have fit. And so once I took the process like personal style, that's when it really clicked for me of, okay, this is doable and more digestible when I think about it in the stylist perspective. And that made styling and designing the layout so much more fun for me. So,
well, you did a great job. I mean, and I love the piece of art over the sofa and how it ties in with the rug. It just pulls the whole room together.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I have to give credit to the ladies of Furniture Row because they helped me. They helped me decide and help me pick pieces because I told them, I feel very overwhelmed. Like I really like this, but then I really like that. Like it felt like, you know how you go through every single page on a website looking at the clothes and seeing what clicks?
That can be so overwhelming for me to do that.
And that's how I felt at first walking into the store. Like, oh, there's so much to look at. I don't know what to do.
Where do you start?
Where do I start? But then going back to the foundations of what is the style, the fit, and clearing out what doesn't work for me, making room for the things that do, shopping for the pieces, and then styling the pieces. I just describe, you don't even know if I'm describing style or furniture.
Right.
Like, it's literally the same process.
Same process. And you did, I mean, it looks beautiful. And now this is more of a reflection of your own personal style.
Yes.
Looks fantastic.
Thank you.
I did want to ask you back to the fashion part of what you do and the styling. Can we talk about some of the ladies that you have styled, and you could walk us through some of those? I think we have some pictures of them that we could put up here, the befores and afters. So tell us about this client of yours here.
This client, she is a high-level woman. She is an executive, and she came to me wanting to figure out her style, really elevating it and giving her a powerful presence, but still being her and considering her lifestyle too. She has kids. She has a very busy social calendar. She's in pageants. She's an executive in her company. Like there's so much going on. And so it was really helping her. I think one of the biggest things that really helped her was understanding her body shape, understanding what her proportions are, what kind of cuts and fits actually work for her shape. Where does she carry more volume in the upper half, lower half? And really understanding that in order to find the pieces and then creating the looks that actually mirror who she knows she's capable of internally and having that reflect externally.
Well, she looks amazing. I love how you styled her outfits. And it looks like she went from a more casual style, and even the green pants, it looks like you elevated those with
that was a
belts. Tell us about that.
So the before photos, I have my clients send me a 7-day style analysis. They take photos of themselves for 7 days just so I can get an understanding of what their mindset is like, how they currently get dressed. I just want to know baseline what is happening right now. And then I restyled her pants and showed her how to maximize the wardrobe and the fit to make it more elevated. So this is literally the same body, literally the same pants. We just shifted her top because that added way more volume in her upper half and she doesn't need that more volume. So we lowered the volume in her upper half. We wore pointed toe boots to help elongate those legs even more rather than the round toe sneakers. So it's a lot of balancing act. It's kind of like with furniture. You can't have everything on one side and then just one right there, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and she didn't have to throw out some of her things. She was able to reuse them, just like at the house. You don't have to throw everything out.
Exactly.
Just repurpose some of the things you have, rearrange, maybe add.
Yeah.
You were saying in the one picture that you added the zebra pillows. Add little accents. You can easily, elevate your room by just adding a few things to them.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Tell us about this. Is this Jamie, your
This is
client?
Jamie.
Okay.
Yes, this one was such a fun one to help her do. So this one, she was like a client that I was telling you about earlier, or just the psychographic of it.
Mhm.
Convenience, style, didn't really know her shape. So just whatever was helping her get ready and dressed for the day. What I found out through this client is that she was really hiding, right? So it's kind of like with your clothing, you hide behind your clothes because there's some kind of insecurity or
So this is the psychology.
Yes.
Okay, tell us more. Tell us more.
So when I'm working with my clients, I tap into inner child and really understanding what was their life growing up, what standards did they hold themselves to, what projections of standards were put onto them. And that just really helped me understand why someone's dressing the way that they are. Why do they make the choices that they make when it comes to their wardrobe? And for Jamie, it was convenience and imposter syndrome and hiding her body shape because she didn't feel the most confident with it. And so
Where does the imposter syndrome come in on that?
I feel like with the imposters, so in my opinion, when you dress a certain way, it becomes visual confirmation of how you view yourself, right? So if you want to, like when you want to be someone, right? And then you're not dressing like that person or how you want to become, the brain isn't like connected to like, oh, okay, it's not there. It's a lie, whatever. And then when you do dress like, it's like acting as if, right? When you act as if, or you show up as if, you just become, right? And that was like a big issue that I saw with Jamie, was that she was just dressing out of convenience, not reaching her full potential. At the time, she was an HR manager, and her confidence just wasn't there, but she was such a fun person. Her personality was so edgy, badass, but colorful, but her style did not reflect that at all. Her style was literally,
You wouldn't know it was the same person.
exactly.
Yeah.
Skinnies, leggings, big old t-shirts to just hide the body shape. And so clients don't tell me that straight off the bat. They're not like, oh, I'm hiding my body, so I just wear these big old t-shirts. They just say, my style is boring. I just wear leggings and a t-shirt. But there's just so much more to that.
You're like, but why do you wear leggings and a t-shirt?
Right? I don't start the process asking, what's your favorite color? What stores do you like to shop at? I really ask like, what is happening when you go into the closet, when you get dressed, what's the first thing you think of? And a lot of the times it's, I'm going to XYZ, I'm going to see these people. And so many people, this client included, was dressing for the occasion rather than dressing as if you're the occasion, right?
Like that.
Yes. I'm all about dressing to express rather than dressing to impress. And that's just way more magnetic than trying to impress other people. So you can't meet other people's expectations ever. Like
No.
you can't control that, but you can control what you wear and how you want to show up, right? And so with this client, it was just so much fun with her wardrobe because there was so much colors, so much fun, like neons were her thing. And you could see clearly in the photos, yes, we changed how she was balancing her proportions, but we probably created a wardrobe full of color, full of fun, full of personality, that this is actually her.
That's her.
This is the version of her that has been hiding all along, and they want to be seen, but they're just afraid to do it with the judgment that comes their way and just what they think about themselves. And now she can feel liberated to just show up as her. And
It's so freeing.
it's so liberating.
Yeah. And I've got to think, if they're doing that, if this obviously made her feel so free, if she's going back to her home and saying, you know what, I'm going to make sure that my home reflects my personal style. Because a lot of times people look through a catalog and they're like, I want my house to look like this.
Yeah.
But reality, their house may not look like that.
Yeah.
To get back to the point of copy and paste, tell me about that, like with style, and then, how people will copy and paste like they do in their home. They may see a style that they like or that everybody else is doing, and they try to incorporate it into their own home, and then they live in it a while and they're like, I don't know if I really like this.
Yes.
So does that happen in fashion a lot with your clients?
Every time, all the time. I call it copy and paste style syndrome, where you find
What happens in home furnishings too, in your homes,
and they try to copy the outfits that they see on Pinterest or TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and they try to replicate it onto themselves. And you could buy the exact copy of an outfit, but you cannot buy the aura that you see that is actually attracting you to that outfit, right? And so that's why, especially with trends, for example, I feel like people just go to the copying or the trends because it's easy. It's less brain power. It's someone telling you what to do because your brain we have 62,000 thoughts a day and we just don't want to make a decision.
Yes.
But then there's cons to that, right? Where you end up buying so much more that actually doesn't.
Of these trendy pieces that copy and paste.
Exactly. And then that's how you end up with a closet full of things and nothing to wear because you have so much of shiny, like, I forget the term, but you see it and you just want it. And really what's satisfying is that dopamine rush of just buying the item and then you get it and then you're like, it doesn't feel the same. Or when you copy and paste it off of somebody that you saw and it looks so good on her, right? And you're like, oh, I just want that outfit.
Yeah.
I want to look like her. I want to feel exactly what my perception is of what I think she feels like. So you buy that outfit, you put it on, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, this looks nothing like what it did on her.
And then maybe be disappointed.
And be so disappointed. And then you go into this negative hamster wheel of not even blaming the clothes, but then you start blaming yourself. You start blaming your body shape. You start blaming the way that you look. Nothing ever looks good on me. Oh, this is why I just go back to the same 3-5 outfits because this is frustrating. It's making me feel like crap, right?
Yeah.
And so this is why you go back into that foundation, the intentionality, understanding your actual style, aligning it with versus appreciation. Aligning with a style is when it feels like you. It actually represents you. It helps you express how you want to express yourself to the world. It's part of your story of stepping into the room. It's a story that is told when you step into the room without having to tell it, right? Versus alignment is when you're like, okay, this is really cute, but I just no longer align with it. For example, before my identity with my style before, I used to dress very boho. Very, very boho. And if you know me now,
and that is not your style now. Yeah. No.
Did you like the boho style for you at that time?
I thought I did.
Okay. So maybe this is a different transition of you.
That in hindsight though, when I think about it, I just really aligned with that style. I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to become one of the girls who were around me. It wasn't actually me. And that happens a lot with style where you just pick things that other people have or you just want to fit in, right? Because that's part of our need for belongingness is very important for our hierarchy of needs. But then at the end of the day, when you're looking at your closet and you're like, I don't like anything.
I don't like that anymore.
And because the intention was never about you and feeling or aligning with you, it was just for the sake of impressing other people or to fit in with other people. And I think that happens with the homes as well. You see a home or a display, whatever it is, in a showroom, and you're like, oh, I love this. I want it. And then you paste it into your home and
it may not fit.
It may not fit.
Yeah.
It may not actually align with you. You're going to look at that piece and just stare at it and be like, why do I have you? But you already spent money on it. You spent time on it. So you just settle with it. And you just get into this hamster wheel of wasting more time, money, and energy. And that's how it relates to the closet as well. You just have pieces in your closet that are just collecting dust. Your money is hanging in your closet, just like a bookshelf that you thought was really cute on a display and you wanted to copy it. And then you ended up hating it. I love this book. No, I love this book.
But I think this is in your home.
No,
this particular piece or one like it. It's very similar. Yeah.
It's very similar. But do you see what I'm saying of just the similarities between the two? It's fascinating.
It is really fascinating. And, the last thing we want is for people to get things in their home and just be like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have put this in my home. And it's, if we had stylists everywhere, how great would that be? We'd never make any mistakes. I think your outfits are very well done. And I think that when you're styling your clients, they're very happy that you were able to bring out their own personal, who they are. And it'd be interesting to see Jamie. It would be fun to see what her house looks like. I could just imagine it's probably like colorful art. I bet she is an artist inside. I bet she actually has.
So too.
Yeah.
It's very creative,
Mm-hmm.
but which is so funny of her job. It's so analytical.
Structured. Yeah. Yeah. Well, she has to have a creative outlet if she's
Right.
in HR every day, right?
Totally.
So, yeah, I would just love to see it. I bet it's very fun and colorful. Have you ever seen your clients' homes?
Not all of them, no, unfortunately. I see their inside of their closets, but not really their homes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with their closets or with their style and how it relates to their homes, I'm sure it's the same thing, but they just don't even realize that with the process of it. So whether it's designing the room with the art or the pillow, like I could see her with chartreuse pillows or cookies and
absolutely
really cool, badass like art. But is she doing that? I don't know.
We should ask her. Jamie, if you're watching, show us pictures of your house. So let me ask you this, on to another subject about life transitions. And you were saying you went through a whole boho style for a while. And was that right before you became a mother?
Yes.
Okay. And before you moved?
Yeah, it was before I became a mother. It was tied to my work. My work was very boho-ish.
Oh, okay.
I was like the brand. Boho Western.
Okay.
Not me.
Not you.
No, not me at all. But as you evolve, your style evolves too. And so I think that's where a lot of people get hung up as well when it comes to their personal style, because they think they're married into a specific style, but you can change it. That evolve. I always say, as you evolve, your style evolves too.
Mm-hmm.
When you're going through transitions, whether it's adding a baby to the family or moving or a job career change, it's going to shift. And that's where I think people need to take their time with really understanding that transition that they're going through. So that way, when they are rebuilding their wardrobe to match that person and of who they are and who they're becoming, it's intentional and it feels in total alignment, right? And you don't have to be married to the end result of what you think you're going to be, because it's going to change. And I think that's where people get so hung up on when it comes to their personal styles. They want this specific image. And so they want to buy all the clothes all at the same time and in the most convenient place where everything's all in one spot. But I always say, don't buy everything at the same store. Yeah. It's the same thing with the home, I feel, where you don't have to be married to the specific piece if it's going to transition out into something else, right? Like the bookcase could end up being a mini closet for your baby.
Oh, absolutely. Or your own closet. You can put shoes and sweaters on it. It doesn't always just have to have books.
Yeah.
And tchotchkes, we learned the word yesterday. Tchotchkes. But like in your own home, are you going through a transition through the entire home, or was it just that one room?
You're looking at my whole home.
Okay.
My whole home was based out of convenience.
Okay.
I said earlier, it was never designed intentionally. It was literally just based out of function. I need a crib. I need a dresser. I need this. I never took the time to paint the walls, add wallpaper, add this, change the faucets and stuff. One, finances. In my mind, I was like, I need to do it all at once, all at the same time, which you don't need to do. With your closet, you don't need to buy the whole wardrobe at the same time. But now that I've had this sense of who I am, how I'm transitioning, my kids are a little bit older now. One's 2, one's 6. I can add a rug into my living room. I didn't have a rug before. I did, but I took it out because everyone just was spilling everything on there. Oh, and it just wasn't working out lifestyle-wise. But now I'm in this transition where, okay, I can shift things to make it feel more homey. Like my husband and I really actually want a new home, like a new house.
You're ready to move again.
I'm ready to move again, but The market is telling me, no, thank you. You can wait. And because again, when we bought our first house, we bought it out of convenience, intentionality. We just wanted to get out of the space that we were at before. But now I don't want to waste money, time, energy on another house we're just going to settle for. I want to wait for the one that I really, really love.
Yeah, because you're going to have to really dig in and say, this is my style.
Yeah.
And I, just definitely go for exactly what you want, because then you'll be able to go in and decorate it exactly how you want as well.
Exactly.
So your backdrop, will be able to reflect your style.
Exactly.
When you do find another home.
Exactly. And that's why with our home currently, and instead of me just sitting there and just being sad that my house doesn't look like the way it is, I am taking the initiative to finally make it more of a home with what we have currently, whether it's redesigning how things are placed or adding pieces that I actually do love, making it feel more of like a home for the time being. Maybe we won't change every hardware that I want to do in our whole home, but there's little things that we could do to fix it up, to add.
Yeah.
I always say just be 1% better than you were yesterday.
That's good.
And the baby steps equal the big result. And I think that happens with the home as well. Oh, I was just talking about the home. It was both style and home, but
you don't have to do it all at one time.
Right. Like with style, I tell my clients, just add earrings if you don't wear earrings every single day. You don't have to do the full 180.
Right.
Just do something different and baby step it that way. So that way the end result, it'll be the sum of the end result.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of like working out. You can't just do 10 squats and then your butt is the best shape ever. Right?
You have to have consistency.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think that relates to the home as well. Just adding bit by bit, personality wise, whatever works for your style, functionality, finances. And then eventually it'll become that way. And it's smarter because it's probably going to change.
Maybe later on. Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I don't like this style as much as I thought I did anymore. But because at the time being, or at the current time, I'm just evolving into something else.
And that's good. I think we always have to evolve.
Yeah.
You did bring up a point that when you were saying that you want to move into into it in another home. I think a lot of people are in that same situation. They can't really move right now, or they're just like, that doesn't work right now for us to move. So they're not in what they would consider their forever home or their next transition home. Yeah. So it's okay. So how can I take the home that I live in now and really elevate it and have my style and my personality really shine through? Yeah. And there are things that you can do. Yeah. Just like you changed out before you had a sectional, and it sounds like that's something, or it looks like something that works very well for you. So you were able to bring in another sectional. You put artwork up, the rug, the coffee table, which we didn't talk about, which we should, because that was really cool. That's a neat function that can move around, and that can be a play table for your children, because the one is small. Yeah. So, there are things we can do in our own homes so that we're satisfied with it for now. Yeah. And it does reflect our own personal style and personality.
And I think it's just pushing boundaries of how you usually see things normally, right?
Yeah.
You see it as one function, and we don't zoom out and see other ways that we could use it as. Like, as you described, the coffee table. It's a coffee table, but can it also be used as a little play area for the children?
Yeah.
Right.
Or even they can eat their snacks there. I mean, it really was a perfect height for them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a big thing in fashion right now. Just pushing the boundaries, being extra maximalist, creative, and just thinking of different ways. That's how I style too. Like, sometimes I'll take a necklace and make it into a belt. Maybe I'll change a shirt and make it into a skirt. Like, really reimagining things and making it used as a different function than what it's originally intended.
So that's happening in fashion too.
Oh, that's all the things. Paris Fashion Week is happening, and just the creativity. It's just so awesome to just see pushing the boundaries and just reworking things and just seeing things differently styled. And I think that's with the home as well, that people need to feel more open to.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I think they are open to it. I think
they just don't, they may not know. Like we were talking about this bookshelf or even,
Oh, wow.
it doesn't have to just go in your bedroom. A dresser could be an entrance piece for your hallway, or it could go in a living room with a piece of art over it or your TV over it.
And I think that's just what is missing in the world is just a lack of knowledge because people know how to replicate because you're taught how to replicate. You're taught how to copy and paste.
We're just looking at the picture that everybody else is doing.
Right. But no one's teaching you how to do the things, the XYZ, how to transition it because they just don't know.
Yeah.
But thankfully, people like us are educating people to learn more about that and be more creative with what they have, maximizing what they have, changing it in different ways, but for both style, for your personal style and your style at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say rearrange, take pieces from one room, use it in a different room. I did that in my house with a sofa table.
Yeah.
I had it in my entrance area and there was art above it. It moved from there to my family room. Now it's in my dining room.
Oh, wow.
And I just love the piece.
Yeah.
Like I'm never going to get rid of this. Yeah. Never say never, but probably not. And now it acts as a sideboard in my dining room.
I love that.
So I think, we just got to empower people to just look at things differently. And if you love the piece, figure out another function for it instead of necessarily getting rid of it, unless it just doesn't work for you or service you anymore.
Yeah. And I think to your point is giving yourself the permission slip to just say yes.
Don't be scared.
Just try it. Just try. You cannot knock it. So
right.
That was a double negative. You can't knock it unless you try it.
Right.
And if it's a bad outfit, that's a good thing because now you have feedback of what worked and what didn't.
Right.
Failure is not the end of the world. It's actually feedback is what I've learned over the years.
It's growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if something didn't work, great, I'm never doing that again.
Right.
But now I know how to do it for next time, whether it's for your clothing or for the home.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That is good advice. Do we want to talk about designing the next version of yourself?
Oh, we getting deep, Barb.
I know. Well, now I'm the No, I'm not the psychologist, but just tell us about if you were. Where would someone start if they're just like, okay, I was in the same boho area, it's not me. I'm going into this different walk of life. Like, where do I start?
Don't start by shopping.
Okay.
Start with asking, what is your story?
Okay.
And then ask yourself, what do you want your story to be? Do those align? If not, where are the gaps? And then reverse engineer that and fill those gaps with the action steps that you need to take. So with personal style, does your style tell that story that you want? And if not, where are those gaps? Is it the accessories that are missing? Is it the aura or the feeling that you get from the clothing that's expressing that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it you need to get rid of and simplify, right? There's so many different directions with it. And then once you get into the intentionality of that foundations, once that is done, then you can take the action steps of shopping and finding those pieces because now you have a personal filter. You have your blinders on of what actually works and what's not going to work for you. And the closet. Please get rid of the things that do not serve you, that do not fit, that do not align.
Especially now. I mean, spring is on its way. Isn't a good spring closet cleaning a good thing?
So good. So good. But see, it's a double-edged sword because get rid of the things, but then if you love a piece and just because it's like 10 years old doesn't mean you have to get rid of it. You just have to reimagine it and restyle it in a different way too. I've done that so many times with clients and they're like, I've never would have put this together with this piece. I was going to throw it out. And I'm like, good thing you didn't because you just needed to restyle it for it to work with this new version of you. Right. So
you could take things that you've had before and repurpose and reuse.
I had her from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
She has polka dots. And I still love her and wear her.
Well, it sounds like a classic.
Yeah.
That it's one of those things that will always be in style or work for you.
Yeah.
To you. Yeah.
Right. Like neutrals, you can talk about neutrals of black, creams, but that might not be the next person's neutral. Their neutrals might be zebras and zebra print or leopard print, chartreuse, like those could be their neutrals. So
That's true.
so different for each person. And this is why I always say get really intentional with what actually aligns with you rather than just copying the trends. Because trends, you can pick what you want from them and what aligns with you. But if you just go through and just take all of them on, you lose yourself. That's where you lose your identity because you're no longer dressing for the version of you that you want to become. You're dressing for the version of the person you're supposed to become.
Oh, that is deep.
That's good. That is my world. So it's kind of, and we talk a lot about millennial gray on this show.
Yeah.
And I love gray. I think gray is a good classic color. It's just when, everything's gray or a gray tone, gray walls, gray furniture, gray toned floors. And then it just becomes that cut and paste again.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you don't have to throw out all of the things in your home that are gray, just add to it.
Yes.
Or easily edit out some things. Add the zebra pillow that you talked about to the gray sofa.
I had so much resistance at that. I love the couch, but the color was like the biggest resistance for me. It's gray. I want cream. I really want cream, but it's not available in cream. It's available in brown, but my dog has cream hair and it would just be everywhere.
That's right.
So there's a lot.
Your dog looked great on it. It looked like your dog matched the sofa.
He blended right in. He literally made it his home already. And there was a lot of resistance with the couch at first and I was keep going back and forth. But then I was like, okay, I need to zoom out and add to it, like the rug, what can we pull out? The art that actually had the warm tones in it, because I'm really attracted to warm tones. And so adding more personality, adding another color palette. So it was essentially creating an outfit, right? The couch was my t-shirt and jeans. And I was like, okay,
That's the main piece.
That was the main piece.
So it's like working off of that.
Yeah. And so then adding the rug actually pulled the colors from the artwork. And because the artwork also had blue in it. And I was like, do I want the blue? I don't know if I want the blue. I'm more of a pink girl. But then adding the zebra print pillow, the brown accent chair, those were like the accessories, the shoes, the belt, the brooch, like that really made it feel complete.
Yeah.
And that's just like with an outfit. You can't just have a t-shirt and jeans and then feel extra stylish. I mean, you can. Some people can definitely do that. But to feel put together, which most clients request, you need those little connector pieces is what I call them, with the earrings, the shoes, how you style it, the belts, like how you're like styling them together. And that really what makes a complete put together outfit.
Put together room too.
Exactly.
I feel like with your calling of styling these ladies, I feel like you need to add on design.
You think so?
I do. I think I should ask them, hey, take me on a tour of your home and just see, because in some cases, maybe they aren't in alignment there too. And you could help them with their home as well.
Are we sure?
Do you have time?
if I add extra hours to my day, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something, do I want to do that? I don't know. That's something. Literally, if you asked me that a month ago, 2 months ago, I would have been, no. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. Now I have the education. I understand the process now from my personal style process and relating it to that. That definitely made me feel more confident in the choices. But I don't do that. Make that part of my career. Maybe it'll be a side thing. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I see it in your future. I think it's just going to be an add-on to what you do now.
I think just like aesthetics and just, I don't know, complete outfit. It might be the Libra moon in me though.
Yeah, maybe so. Little astrology along with your psychology.
Yeah. Do you love me some astrology and woo-woo?
Yeah. I know we've bounced around a bit, but we wanted to touch on this particular styling session that you did. Can you tell us about?
Yeah, this client wasn't an executive or in charge of leading teams at all, but she just had a baby and she just didn't feel like herself in her clothing. She was just, again, dressing based out of convenience and just wanted to elevate that. A lot of my
She's
clients
trying to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
We all kind of feel like that from time to time.
Every day.
We're just trying to survive.
Exactly. Literally every day. But I feel like my clients altogether, demographics may not be the same. Psychographics are the same. They're women who work really hard and the work ethic is so high and they do everything for the sake of their family, for others around them, and put themselves last. And when a lot of my clients come to me, like this particular client, they're finally seeing that it's okay to say yes, to put yourself first.
Yes.
And for her at this current, when she was working with me, it was with her style because getting dressed, the stress of looking in your closet when you have an event or you just needed to get dressed for the day was just who needs that added stress into the day, right? It's one of the first decisions you make of the day. What am I wearing today?
Going to wear today?
Right? Especially if you have an event, it's overwhelming.
It can be absolutely
overwhelming.
overwhelming.
And then you feel like you need to buy a new outfit right off the bat just to feel like you are new, which you're actually chasing dopamine is what you're trying to get. And so this client came to me wanting to change that. And we didn't nix the entire wardrobe, but we did get rid of a lot. And I actually didn't shop a ton for this client. Actually, I don't think I shopped that up for her at all. I think I more so gave her the plan, the style makeover plan, and what she needed to do, what to look for, and styling the pieces. So this, she actually styled her. Did I style her? Or did she style herself? I teach clients
how to style themselves. You're educating them.
Exactly.
So they have the confidence to do it themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, so overall for this client, it was more so about just feeling good when she looks in the mirror and feeling that ease. Yeah. Getting dressed for herself, putting herself first, especially after motherhood, it's just about the baby. Yeah. About the baby surviving. Put on whatever is convenient.
Whatever fits.
Whatever fits.
Yeah. We've all gone through that.
Usually leggings and a big old t-shirt or your pajama muumuu, whatever it is. And there gets to a point where you're like, this is not me. Yeah. Like I'm so much more than just a mom. And I'm I'm a mom myself. Yeah. The moms are the greatest humans ever. But there are so much more to you than just a title mom. And being able to express that and feel that through your style, it just makes you feel the permission slip to say, okay, I can do this. This is also for me. It also sets the tone too for your children of how you want them to show up in their life. And I feel like I hear that a lot with my clients is that they don't want how they grew up with style to be passed down to their children. Of whether it's body image, how they show up, they want to build their confidence. But how can you teach that to your children if you don't know it yourself? And so she went through this process to teach herself that. And now she feels more confident to teach that to her daughter.
Oh, that's so good. So good. And I love that, that you did educate her and that she does have that confidence to get dressed every day and feel good about what she has on. Yeah. And she looks fantastic.
Thank you.
And very comfortable too.
Yes, that was a big thing. I mean, comfort and style can coexist.
They absolutely can.
Materials, how you style it together. But this was actually from a few years ago. But she messaged me actually a few months ago saying she still practices what I've taught her.
So
she still feels really good in her clothing. Yeah. And so it's nice to hear because it's not, you can have a stylist and then have them dress you and then that's it. But then it's another thing to have a stylist to teach you. So that way you become your own personal stylist at the end of the day. Yeah. And you know what to do going forward and not having to rely on somebody else for the rest of the life.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And it's kind of like that, like with your own home. You were saying that, she became a mother and she didn't have time and she didn't feel like she had time to dress like the actor, or she, was putting t-shirts and leggings because it's easy and convenient. And it's the same thing in our home. Sometimes I feel like we get so busy trying to survive that in our own homes, we're just like, I can't have that because I have small children, or I can't have that because I have pets, or, I can't live in my home how I want it to be. I'll wait until my children are grown, or I'll wait till my beloved cat of 16 years is no longer here. But I say do those things now. Don't have excuses. Just find better alternatives. So, for example, you were talking about you didn't have a rug before because the children were spilling on it. Well, now, we have washable rugs that you can easily wash in your own home.
Yeah.
Or you can put it in your washing machine if it's big enough, or you could put it out on your driveway and, hose it down. So there's no more excuses about not having a rug. And so I think, I would just want to encourage people to put the excuses aside, whatever fear that's in them that's driving those decisions to not live the way they want to live in their home, or not really have their personality shine in their own home. Just put away those, fears and just go for it and really live in your home how you want it to feel, and an expression of your own personality.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take my own advice because, there's some areas in my home that I'm making excuses for.
Yeah.
No more excuses. I'm telling you, the year 2026 is no excuses. And it's about living exactly how you want to live in your home.
100%.
Because that's your refuge, That's where you should be most comfortable.
Totally. But, the excuses are, putting away the excuses is easier said than done.
And absolutely.
Yeah. And I think it's more so thinking about it as a reframe of either asking yourself, like, well, why not? Why can't I do this? Because it's so easy to say, well, we can't do this, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
We can't have that couch because my children are going to destroy it.
Yeah.
Versus, well, why can't I have this couch and make it work? I just have to tweak a few things. For a shirt, I can't wear the shirt because it doesn't fit my shape. That's the excuse that comes up, right? Well, why can't you? And what's the solution for us to make it work for you? Whether it's changing the neckline or it's changing the print that complements you better in the way that you want, right? So it's just a little reframes that we do, or that we need to start doing for actually making it work into our lifestyle. So instead of just coming up with the problems and going onto this train of thinking of the excuses, it's a reframe of solutions that can make it work.
Reframe of solutions. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So no more can't. It's reframe of solutions.
Words matter. I literally did this
words
in
matter.
when I was studying for my psych degree.
Yeah.
I had my research studies was about words and how it affects you.
Yeah.
And the littlest words actually has an effect. And that's why when I'm teaching my clients about what works for their shape or not, a lot of clients say, I want to hide this. I want to hide that. I'm like, okay, let's reframe. Let's consciously camouflage that for now, because then the words affect you way bigger than you think. And it just changes your mindset of how you view things as well.
Yeah. And you replay those words in your mind. And it's like, I think that's what, for sure. I think that's why, in our own homes, we don't move forward with things that we want to do. And we just keep playing, I'll do it later. I'll do it later.
Game.
Yeah.
But I always say this, the amount of time it takes to put on a bad outfit is literally the same exact time to put on a good outfit. There's so much more benefits to the good outfit, so you might as well just do that for the long run. And that's why I say it, investing in pieces. Investing in pieces that you actually love, that feel like you, that fit, that will last you for a very, very long time with quality. That is so much more worth the investment versus buying the cheap thing that's more convenient right now. Delayed gratification, which I feel like we all need to work on.
Yes, for sure. So let me ask you this. Since you just redid this room in your home and it's beautiful, if there's somebody watching today and they're just like, okay, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change. No excuses. It doesn't matter if I have, cats and dogs and children and all these reasons why I'm not changing something in this room. What bit of advice? Because I feel like you're really good at, that psychology of encouraging people to make changes. But where would you tell them to start? Like, what's your opinion? Since you just did this, where would you tell somebody, here's an idea of starting in this room.
Physicality wise or psychologically wise?
How about both?
Okay.
Yeah.
Psychologically wise, I would really get clear on the story you want to tell in your home. And does that reflect you?
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, when I was entering the living room, like, what is the feeling that I want to feel? I want it to feel chic, but playful and approachable, because we host a lot in our house as well. And then we have children. And that was like the main feeling that I wanted to feel, little pockets of all of that.
Yeah.
And then I got clear on what that actually meant to me. And so then the physicality wise, I needed to get rid of the things that did not serve me. That couch, that ratty couch with a broken arm. She needed to go, even though there was memories attached to that couch.
Yeah.
It was the couch I breastfed and took naps on when I was exhausted from the children. Late nights when I didn't have an office just yet. That was literally where I was working. I was on that couch. But letting her go was the permission slip to say, okay, it's time to evolve. And so getting rid of that that couch was able to clear that space psychologically and physically and enter in a new one that's going to serve me better. There's a book that I love, 10x is greater than 2x. And that it's about making the big moves 10 times more than the 2x ones. So the little moves. And that is just what propels you.
Oh, I love that.
I love that book.
We should put that up in our notes. That's a good, I want to read this book.
It's great. I need to reread it because it's a good motivation of stop playing it safe and just take the risk and go
for
full throttle.
Yeah.
Because you could just sit there for the next few years in the same place, or you can go and try it and say that you actually tried and you never know what the result's going to be.
Oh, I love that. Oh, goodness. So we should just, I would just challenge myself. I'd challenge everyone out there to just really reflect and think deep on how you're living in your home and, make those changes now.
Yeah.
Make them now.
It doesn't have to be like you have to block off an hour in your day.
No.
Like, because that's the biggest time or the biggest block I feel for people is time.
Yeah.
When am I going to find the time to do that? When am I going to find the time?
We all have 24 hours.
But our 24 hours are not exactly the same for each person, right?
That's true. That is true.
It's very different. Like, yes, we all have 24 hours, but how we have the 24 hours is very, very different. And so even taking just a minute instead of doom scrolling in the minute or the hours that people do, take the 5 minutes and just look up and just look at your home or look at your closet and really ask yourself, is this really me? Is this how I want to feel in my clothing? And if not, what are the baby steps I can do to make that happen? For example, spring cleaning is coming.
That's right.
And we cleanse the closet of things that you haven't touched that are dusting in your closet.
Yard sales. You can have a yard sale on things that are no longer serving you.
Yes. And my husband gave me that hard talk because we were clearing things out. He goes, you are a hoarder. You need to stop thinking you're going to do something with this and actually let it go.
Let it go.
What if, and you come up with excuses, right? Of, oh no, I'll use this for XYZ.
Yeah.
And then you actually don't. So bring in a third perspective or second perspective to be real with yourself as well. If you need to help eliminate something in your home.
I love that. Absolutely. Bring in a third party to
make it fun. Romanticize the process. Even with getting ready, it's the same thing. Romanticize the process. If you're just getting ready in a stressful environment, you're rushing all the time, you're listening to sad music, you don't have, like that is going to, your getting ready is your pregame to the day.
That's right.
Right. And so romanticizing that with music, getting your matcha ready in the morning for you, like actually being able to walk in your closet peacefully. Is your closet chaotic or is it organized? Same with your home, right? If your home is just full of clutter and messes are everywhere, it's not going to feel fun. You can't romanticize like just laying there enjoying it.
No.
With like the lights, like, how the accent lights are so much better than the overhead lights.
Agreed. We did a whole segment on that.
Right. But that's like romantic. Yeah, it's romanticizing the process. The same thing with your getting ready process. So more people need to do that as well.
Especially, because we are, like you said, everybody's 24 hours. It's different for each person, but it's the same amount of time, just we use it differently. And then mornings can be very stressful if you're trying to rush out the door. And so just taking that little bit of, slow down and just, romanticizing the process is
Everything.
Yeah.
Even like glass, like instead of drinking water out of a water bottle, put it in a wine glass.
I love that.
And then
Absolutely.
it's a more romanticized way to drink your water.
It is. That is so true. And you know what? You can get things like that for inexpensive. You don't have to
Absolutely.
spend a lot of money on it. We talk about that a lot of going to secondhand stores, like your little teacup there. It's so pretty.
So
Yeah. I mean, even if you wanted to drink water out of that, doesn't have to be
Who
tea.
says I can't?
That's
Who
right.
says I can't?
Yeah.
The person that's usually stopping you from doing the things that you want to do is yourself.
That's right. That's right. So we need to give ourselves permission and just go for it and live your best life at home. Dress in a way that really expresses your personality. Live in a way that expresses your personality.
It's not going to be perfect. And we want perfection. I am a perfectionist to a T, but it's never going to be perfect. And the best things in my life that have happened are because of messy action.
Oh yeah.
Just going through it and figuring it out along the
Yeah.
way. Whether it's wardrobe, home, life, parenting.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no rule book for that. Yeah.
They try to make the books, but there's no perfect way.
Right. So let me ask you this. You just have so much good wisdom, not just in the fashion part, but just in life. That's probably your psychology behind all of it. If someone were wanting to, change their style and they need your help, how would we find you? Like, could you tell us a little bit about your website or your online presence?
Yeah, so you can find me on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay.
It's by Samantha Dawn, by Samantha Dawn, and that's where you'll find my social media. I put on a lot of tips, resources on there, and then if you go on my website, www.bysamanthadawn.com, has a lot of information as well about what I do with my clients. But the easiest way, you could either email me, DM me on Instagram. And we can just get started there. I want to get to know the clients.
Yes.
Or people who want to work with me, just to make sure it's a good fit too. Yeah. That's really important as well.
Absolutely. It's got to be a good fit both ways. And the fact that they don't have to travel to you. You don't have to travel to them necessarily. So there's really no reason not to, reach out to you. And I just appreciate you being here and sharing your information. You're certainly not gatekeeping things, and you're really wanting to help others. So we appreciate you being here. And thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah, we want you to come back. I really would love for you to style someone and have that home connection, just to see, how their home is connecting to their own style.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe we could do something for Denver Fashion Week.
It'd be kind of fun to do that. Do you think that's a possibility that we could do?
Like, we already got this one. Like, we had ideas.
Yeah, we have ideas. But anyway, that's a wrap, everyone. We're going to see you the next time on Seated Podcast.
Thank you.
Bye.